What's up, guys? Normally, as you guys know, ChasingCinema.com is supposed to be next to me, but unfortunately, all you get is this Chinaman, James Shu here. Chasing Cinema is a little under the weather, so he couldn't be here today, so I'm gonna throw down shop because, you know, this train just doesn't stop. Today's movie premiere, as you already know from the title, is Mechanic Resurrection. I personally have not seen the first one. However, I will say there's a couple components that I really like about this movie. So I haven't seen the first one, so I don't have any preconceived notions. But number one, Jason Statham, love him. He makes a type of movie that I expect to see. And then the second element, the element of surprise I like, is Jessica Alba. Jessica Alba was my first ever, well, one of my first ever movie loves of all time. Hottest thing ever. You know, James Cameron came out with her and taught her how to fight in Dark Angel. Then she made it to the movie sphere, and then she was in that movie with the late great Paul Walker, Into the Blue. Loved it. And me personally, I'm probably gonna say something that's very taboo. I actually liked Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four Return of the Silver Surfer. Very lame, cheesy movies, but I liked them. So we got J. Alba, and recently J. Alba's movie, I haven't been a big fan of them, not because of her, but just haven't really cared for the films in general. But Jason Statham, Jessica Alba, The Resurrection of Mechanic, I'm all in. So the movie's a little under 2 hours. I'm about to go into the movie, see how it is, and let's see how I feel about it. Alright, so I just got out of Mechanic Resurrection, Jason Statham, Jessica Alba. Now, I'm gonna say this, but I gotta give a little, you gotta listen to the rest of it. Number one, I loved this movie. Now, know this, I already know this will not make top 10 or anything like that. What I mean by I loved it, because everyone, if you know my scale, when I say I loved it, that's the highest they can get. I loved it for a Jason Statham film. This movie was a Jason Statham film for me. Number one, I didn't even know Michelle Yeoh was in the movie. So Michelle Yeoh, she did her thing and gave us her little 10 minutes in the movie. Loved it. Jason Statham was Jason Statham. High action, high octane. Kicked everyone's butt, couldn't get hurt because it's Jason Statham. So he was the man, loved it. Jessica Alba, hot. You know, she don't age, she's hot. There's nothing else that can be said, she's hot. And then she was, you know, back at her glory days of she was kicking some butt. Also kicked this one guy in the nuts pretty hard, and I felt it, so I was like, oh my gosh, that looked like it was a lot of pain. So I love that. You know, in the movie they make Jason Statham do 3 kills basically. In the second kill we've seen in the trailer where it's the high rise with the pool on the 56th floor or something like that. And I thought that was really cool looking. The one thing though that was ultra funny, if I could say that, is the special effects of this film were some of the worst, cheapest, lamest, just straight out, we didn't want things to look real, but whatever. There's this hang gliding, the hang gliding, at the beginning, there's a part where a hang glider is going and Jason Statham is able to jump on top of a hang glider and get away. So it's stuff like that that makes the movie so cheesy and lame, but because this is a Jason Statham film, I loved it. It's so entertaining to me. And then there's a couple scenes where the boats blow up. It doesn't even look real. Does not even look real that these boats were blown up. Loved it. And again, it's just so cheesy, I loved it. And then there's this one scene where he's going to like an Alcatraz type of a place. Just lame. Love it. Just loved it. Love this film. If you're going into this film expecting to see if you're going into this movie for the artistic value, yeah, you're not gonna like this movie. But if you're going into this film as a Jason Statham lover, if you're going into this film just ready to have a lot of fun in a popcorn movie, then I think you're gonna love this movie. That's what I had to say about it. I don't think Chasing Cinema would have cared for it, but this ain't his show. This is my show today, so who cares about what Chasing Cinema had to say? Anyway, me personally, I recommend. I think it's just a lot of fun. Again, there's no artistic value. You're not gonna. This isn't gonna be an awards contender, anything like that. This is just straight up. Let's have fun because it's what Jason Statham does, and I personally think he did an excellent job. Oh, and by the way, that guy. Him and The Rock, they get older, but their bodies get just crazier and crazier and crazier. When there's a couple scenes where he has no shirt on, I'm just like. And I regret all the food and Coke I drink. Anyway, so don't forget, guys, ChasingCinema.com is known as the film lovers website. We'll be back in 7 days because it's what we do. And yeah, so did the mechanic resurrect itself? Yes, it did.